the main event, Brian, that we did end up getting, at least they didn't just, oh, you guys fight right on the spot. But the main event was Punk and Jey Uso against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And Punk had to, they got together during the show, he and Jay, and so Jay, okay, I'm my own man with it, with this type of thing. And then Paul was telling Jay in veiled terms, earlier in the program that is going to be a bad experience for him with anybody that's not with the vision. They're just going to get the shit kicked out of them every time they show up. So good luck. So the tag team match was set for the main event, and we have the questions of who's going to do what to who and who can trust who, and the guys teaming up that just had the world title match. And again, they had a good match, but it wasn't about the fucking match. They got him. Jay is trying. He seems to be getting away from the open-handed punches like the other Samoans do. But they got heat on Punk, and Bronson Reed, I think, is really good, and Braun Breaker is, the next megastar. And did you see Dax Harwood got pissed on Twitter? Did you say, wait, you can tell he's pissed, even though he didn't act pissed. He just tweeted a picture. The Bronze did a shatter machine to Punk and got a 2 count, and Uso made the save. And then Dax tweeted out a picture of them doing the shatter machine and just said, not even close. Did you see this?
I did not see this, no.
Yeah. I mean, I could get mad at every team that does the flapjack, but, it's kind of, at this point, everybody's going to do every fucking move. Anyway, finally, the tags to Uso and Reed, and Uso made a comeback, and they got a false finish or two, and then Punk and Braun went to the floor, and Jay dove on Bronson Reed on the floor, and they had a 4-way on the floor, and they actually got counted out. The first double count out I can remember seeing in forever, because they couldn't beat the baby faces, and they don't need to beat the heels. And then finally they kept the fight going, and the only thing I have, they rang the bell, double count out, and then the referee disappears. And you never hear another bell ring, like ding, 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 whatever. You never see any other referees come out. They just continue the fight. And they've lost the pretext of this is out of control. Am I being a nitpicker here?
I wouldn't say a nitpicker. I mean, that's just maybe the right way to do it. You're pointing out a logic hole. I just want to say, I thought, and I never thought I would say this, I thought the double count out was kind of refreshing. We kind of got to a period where there's always a finish.
Yes.
And there's, and again, I don't want every match to be double DQ and double count out, but I saw plenty of shows as a kid where maybe the majority of the matches had a, whatever you want to call it, a non-finish. It was the end of the match, but you didn't get a winner. We get too many winners, and I guess too many losers is the bigger issue.
The point is, at least now we know there's some rules. If there was more of it, because in those days, they did double countouts or double DQs or whatever to continue a program to avoid having one entity, either single or team, triumph over the other before the program was finished. And if it was exciting enough, people got into it, but also because most of the matches were conducted as if there were fucking rules. Now, then suddenly the marks amongst the wrestling fans, the subset of wrestling fans that are truly marks, decided that, oh no, you got to have a finish or you're cheating the people. Well, you cheated the people out of 6 more weeks of the program. But then it became, we're going to do all the outlandish shit, but we'll just never have a disqualification or a count out. We'll just act like there's no rules and it will still have a finish. And that's now the norm. So it was refreshing that Yeah, get back in the ring or we're going to count your ass out. Anyhow, they're having the big fight and they splashed Uso, so he's wiped out. But Punk comes in with a chair again. And the heels get the chairs and start to come back in. They got a standoff. And here comes Logan Paul. And he stands up next to Punk and he puts on the brass knucks. And he swings and knocks Punk slap dab out. Colder than a banker's heart. And it got heat. They were booing. And then Punk's laid there. Jay's laid there. The people are booing, like, and they start chanting, "Fuck you, Logan," which they were trying to bleep. And Logan Paul turns to Heyman, and Heyman's is like, "If he hits me, kill him," to the Bronze. And Logan Paul handed the knucks to Heyman, and Logan smiles, and Paulie smiles. And it was a good detail that Paul didn't know, because obviously if they had plotted it from the start, then Logan Paul took a fucking splash for no reason.
Right.
And as you said, he still came back apparently suffering no ill effects from the fucking splash. But if it had all been a plot from the start, that's going over and above the Call of Duty, right?
Right, I guess we're supposed to believe that something happened between that first segment and this last match that made Logan Paul say, maybe I want to join those guys.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, is that Logan Paul probably said, "I'm an entrepreneur and I want this successful merger of business empires," some shit like that. But nevertheless, did you see, here's another thing, this AI bullshit now. Somebody within 12 hours had taken the clip of Logan Paul handing the knucks to Paul Heyman and them, a close up of them smiling at each other. And they have generated the video of them leaning in and giving a big old anteater tongue kiss to each other. And that kind of disturbing image should not be put on a platform where children under the age of 21 or maybe even 25 should be able to see it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I didn't, and I'm glad.
Well, you got to see it. I only saw it 17 or 18 times, but you got to see it once or twice.
All right, well, that was the main event of Raw, and what an ending to the review of the main event of Raw that was.